This is my last week's review and this week's preview. The markets has already opened approximately almost 3 hours ago, and I'm just here to just show how last week went and how I seem to observe or hope that this week is going to go. Last week came from a bullish point, as I have already looked at how the market had been moving throughout, middle of last month and into June. Okay, I'm going to draw some significant areas on this chart so that I can understand what I'm trying to explain here. Now, this is what I tend to call a trend line, but this trend line also shows regions of high liquidity, as all these places are where the market and price is going to get attracted to. This region here, or this on the trend line, because they are definitely where a lot of orders are being placed in this place. A lot of orders are being placed here. So I had already speculated that the market was going to continue to break through to continue to take out these orders, and this was how last week went. The market came and took out these orders. How was it able to take out these orders? This is what happened here. There was first a change of structure, because if you're looking at the current market trend, and this is the 4 hours time frame, this is what I call a continuation downtrend, and all of a sudden there was a break of structure, which caused a change of market structure. Now this is where it happened. Here. So there was a break of structure and a continuation, as at last 2 weeks ago. So, and I had already spotted here as entry levels because of the demand zone that was right here, and the other block that was triggered. There was a demand zone. There was an influx of buy momentum, bullish momentum, and the retracement, which continued to push price to the upside. That took out all this liquidity on this area right here. Yeah, so understanding this and understanding that the market has changed structure and that we are in a bullish time, we're in a bullish trend, at least for now, because in our daily time frame, I can obviously see what it's trying to look like, and this is what we have in our daily trend time frame. This is a bullish time frame. This is a bullish momentum that changed structure to continue to go towards the downside. Now, what do I see this as? I see this as the market trying to draw liquidity from this region here. As doing that, it's created liquidity from this side too, okay, and have come to clear it out, making price to get to fill this fair value gap in this region right here, because this was an obvious fair value gap that the market needed to come and fill. Okay, and they just get attracted, like they attract price, they attract the market moving towards them. And this was what I was looking at, and this was why I was confident enough, or better still, I was watching and seeing how the market was going to react. The market reacted and was going towards the buy side, and I was able to take buy entries in this region. So with this in mind, I had already known that the market for last week was going to be bullish, and the markets had already tested these levels here and pumped towards the upside towards the closing of last 2 weeks, and I knew I was expecting it to retrace to this region here and continue to buy. So this is more like break and test. continuation. Okay, and it's here, up, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and that's how the market works. Now, whether it's going to continue going towards the highs, I do not know. Whether it's going to continue to go towards downs, I don't know. Whether it's going to continue to do something like this, I do not know. I am not certain because I do not intend to predict the market. I intend to follow the market. Yes, I observe regions that could attract the prices, but I do not confirm, or better still, I do not predict. I just follow the movement. I follow the price as the market is attracted to those regions that I've already selected. Now, those regions are this for a potential downtrend continuation. Okay, based off of my order block here and the fair value gap here. Though in a weekly time frame, the market is still bullish, but yes, the market is bullish in the daily time frame, in the weekly time frame, but there is no need for now to go as far back. So now, this whole mindset gave me a bullish sentiment throughout the week, and the market pretty came nice because the week opened here and market had to retrace into this region, into my region right here. And once the market came into here, I began to speculate my buy entries. And I placed an order here because this was okay. As market got into my point of interest, my POI, I was waiting for a change of structure, which occurred at this region. Now let me just show the current trend and how I saw it as. Okay, so the change of structure happened here, and I began to look for the lows. So the change of structure happened here. There was a break of structure here too, and this momentum was very wonderful because there was enough fair value gap to give me more confluence on which to select this place as my order block of entry. So yes, I made an entry, I made a trade from this place to this place and to the highs here. And to the highs here. But as the market would have it, the market never came to tag me in, and it left me. And I felt a little bit um would I say the fear of missing out? But nonetheless, I just waited for the market to do what it does best. So market came near to this other block here. It did not tap me here. What should I have done? I should have gone to the lower time frame and look for a continuation, a change of structure and a continuation. And this was where it occurred. Now let's look at this. There was a change of structure here. So this region, this high right here was where the market changed structure. And where was the last bearish candle that broke the structure? It was this bearish candle. This was a very, very wonderful, perfect. This was supposed to be a very beautiful entry. But trust me, I did not enter this trade. Why did I enter this trade? It's because this was around 8 a.m. I had just woken up from sleep. And I looked at the market. The market was in the region. I was like, oh wow, should I enter this trade? Well, guess what? I refused to enter the trade because I had to do my morning routine first, and before trying to just jump into trades and make mistakes along the way. So I had to make sure that I was done with my morning routine first before jumping into the market. But anyways, it convinced me, and continued to, as the market bounced off this region, I continue to understand that yes, we are very bullish today, and I should just be waiting for buy entries. So on the 1 hour time frame, the market continued to push towards the upside and continue the trend. Lower high, higher high, lower high, higher high. So this was what happened. But there is this particular trade that I took. I definitely took some losses around here, I think, or here. I'm not certain. I am going to show you guys on the chart later or on my. Okay, let me check. I think this was on Wednesday. Let me check the losses I took on Wednesday. So this is my Notion, and this is where I record my trades. And every trader should have this because it gives us that reflexive mindset, and that is how we grow. So Wednesday was on 7th. Okay, and the only loss I took that day was on USD JPY. This was an annoying loss. And well, yes, that was on USD JPY. So I did not take any loss on Wednesday, and I think it's because I did not really trade this place. So Thursday came, and as I had not seen any entry so far, and the price action was just really really choppy. I take my entries usually from 5 minutes and 3 minutes. I have mentioned this in previous videos. So, but the price action was really really choppy that I could not find the very strong entry, and the ones I saw that was close to my entry was pretty around this region here. But the market was already going to close, and this was already night time, Nigerian time, and there was no need to enter the market, and this was already getting towards New York close. So this was just this was no brainer. I had to just stay out of the market. Now this is Wednesday, and these were the regions I was watching out for. I wanted market to retest this place. It did not. This is my 5 minutes. If market had retested here, I would have entered. As any market to retest the vision, it did not. So the price action was really, really choppy, and I was not able to get any entry. Now, this was a potential entry, but obviously did not take this because of how steep the price action was here. And also did not take this because I saw here as internal liquidity. So these are just reasons why I look at the price action and I'm like, no, I have to stay out of this and just allow the market to do its thing. And the reason I thought of that is because most of the times when the market gives a very reasonable price action in the previous day, the next day has a higher tendency of being choppy. So as I saw that Tuesday was pretty a good day price action wise, I just thought that okay, no need to really rush into Wednesday and just allow the market to what it does. So fast forward to Thursday, and the market had already begun to show its hand pretty nice, and you can see continuation. Okay, let me get to 15-minute time frame, and we can see continuation patterns here, and just market trying to ride towards the bullish side, up down, and this was the break. Okay, this was the break here. The break occurred at this place, and yeah, and this made me begin to look for a region to want to buy from. I think this happened in the night. Yes, this happened in the Asian session. So I highlighted here, but market did not come back to this area and left me. So what do? I look to chase the trend. Okay, I more or less I follow the trend, and I look for the most recent levels. So as this one had already happened, and there was a break of structure here, there was honestly no need for me to continue to look at this region. This break of structure happened, another one happened over here. Looking at this region is a waste of time. What I am supposed to do is to move my demand zone to this area here. And yeah, that was what I did. And I began to wait for the markets to get into this region here. So in order to find my entry, I understand that this is the region and I get into the 5 minutes time frame to look for how the market reacts when it gets into my point of interest or my POI. So this is it. Market got into this place, and initially I would have preferred to have entered from this region here, like a direct entry. Okay, but based off of my rules, it's either based off of my rules, I'd have either missed this trade because I would have entered here in 15 minutes time frame, and then my target 1:7 on average. So, but because there was no need for that, and I take my entries on 5 minutes or 3 minutes. I still take entries on 15 minutes, but rarely. Most of my entries come from 5 and 3 minutes. So the market tapped into this other block right here, and there was a strong push. And funny thing, as it tapped, collected liquidity from here, so it was pretty nice, a very high probable trade. And I was looking for the next change, or I was looking for the next change of structure, or better still, break of structure, and it occurred here. When it occurred here, I began to look at this region because this was the last bearish candle that took out liquidity and broke this structure here. So in order to get a more refined entry and to see what happened in the lower time frame, I needed to go to the 3 minutes to see if I can get a perfect entry. Not really perfect, that was not my intention, but just because in 5 minutes time frame it was this whole region was the other block, and it was unreasonable for me to just make my entry based off of here. Stop loss is going to be too wide, and there was no need for that. It was not going to be cost effective, and the risk to reward was not going to be nice. So I had to go down to the 3 minutes time frame and see what the market has brought there for us. And this was what I saw. I had to refine this because this was the last order block, the last bearish candle that broke the structure. And this particular region had everything in it. Okay, it had the fair value gap here, the imbalance. Okay, it had the retracement, everything, and the other block. And there was a liquidity grab, or what I usually call SH, that's stop points, because a lot of people that have bought from this region would have been stopped out at this place. So that's basically what I call stop points. Anyways, yeah, so my entry was here, market at, and basically I did not enter on execution. So once the market had already broke out of the structure, I highlighted here as my POI and put my buy 2 here. Stop loss, usually my stop loss should be here, but I put my stop loss here because it's a very low time frame, and the spin buy here, I just needed to give it a breathing space. And where was my target? My first target was 1:7 because that's my average. So I targeted 1:7, which was here. Yeah. But I had a change of heart because I needed to see what was happening in the higher time frame. And I went to the higher time frame and observed that there was fair value gap above here. First of all, there was fair value gap here. Okay. And there was also, I'm going to call this an internal liquidity. So this was what I saw it exactly as. And I was like, this is just going to die. There is a very high probability that it's going to get attracted to this place. So I had to take my TP to this region here. And yeah, that was how I got entry. And okay, I'm going to show the entry right now on my Notion, so that I think it's going to give a clearer view as to the before and after. So okay, this was it. Okay, funny enough, that was the only winning trade I had. And that even reminds me, I was able to even get, okay, this was the before, this was exactly when I took the trade, and the market triggered me in. I was really happy because I gave it enough breathing space, and yeah, it's what it is. The market, yeah, this was my initial. So this was my initial target, 1:9, and it was just above here. But I was like, no, 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 I need to increase it because of the imbalance above, and I was able to, scale in here. Let me show you the reason why I scaled in. Reason for scaling was from the 1 minute time frame. The market was really bullish, and usually when the market comes with very high momentum, it just continues to test very, very strong but small levels on lower time frame because the momentum was just high. So you can see how the market, and this was after the income. There was a news as at 1:30 that day. I can remember on Thursday there was a news. I think that was the income claims, or is it unemployment claims news around that 1:30. So, and it was yes, this was it. This was the news, and it was a bullish news, and because the news came out negative, and so GBP had to just be strong, become stronger. So I was also more confident that this was going to be a a buy, the very bullish momentum coming from. Yeah, so this was the bullish momentum during the news, and I picked out here as the next order block. I already mentioned earlier that I follow my other blocks. I follow my other blocks with the trend. This had already occurred. I forget about it. Where was the next one? The next one was here. Okay, market came in, tapped it. Where was the next one? The next one was here. Okay, but market broke structure. Once the market broke the structure, this was the bearish candle that broke the structure here. And this was a fair, nice retracement. The retracement I usually like seeing. Very corrective, pretty slow. Market came in, and I put my entry here. This was it. So the target was at this place. So this was a really good entry, and I was able to get. This is 1:12, and this is a 1:6 entry. So pretty much good trades, and this is it. So this was taken at the moment the market had already hit my TP. Okay, this was actually 1:11. This was actually 1:13. So that was a pretty good trade. I was really happy because I had a pretty bad week earlier. I had a bad day on Monday, I had a bad day on Tuesday. And the funny thing was, the previous week, last 2 weeks, I pretty much had a good week towards the end, and I had a pretty good Thursday and a pretty good Friday. So I believe that my psychology was affected the next Monday because I thought that okay, I have enough buffer to risk more, and I risked more. I got hurt by the market taking me out, and I overtraded. And obviously the results were here. This is just the results of overtrading. And this was, I was just taking unnecessary losses. These losses were really unnecessary. There was no need for this. But we learn every time and we observe. And yes, this was one loss, and this was not good at all. It's not good at all. But this was a pretty good trade though, because I was looking at this low here. There was a higher time frame POI here. Market came in. I should have just waited for the break of structure to happen, like the major change in structure just supposed to be here. But I did not wait for that, and the market did what they wanted to do because this was even still a bearish, market. There was no significant higher time frame change of structure. So I just picked up unnecessary losses, and yeah, we get by it every time. So that is pretty all for the week, and the win I had was able to, I was able to recoup the losses. I was able to recover and come off the week with pretty much, positivity. I think there was this trade I missed that was during the sale with me, and was a pretty good. Okay, yeah. This was the trade I was talking about. This was a very good trade. Me missing it was just annoying. Like, come on. But no need to beat myself over it. I woke up, I saw the chart, and I was like, nah, this is not time for me to trade. So I just had to just, do my morning routine and go about my day before, getting on onto the charts and then, observing and seeing that, oh, the move had already happened and the day had nothing else to produce for me. So I just had to, take Wednesday as a day to not trade the particular pair. And I did not trade gbpusd, and I went to USD traded it and collected L's. Anyways, that was pretty much how the week went, and it was pretty